Well, I decided to join the program because I was just ready for a change. I had resigned from my classroom position last year and ultimately was just looking for a breath of fresh air. I came upon ID by accident with a different job posting, and after learning about all the skills that I had that could easily transfer over, I was very excited to jump in. I was hoping to get more of an understanding of what an ID actually does and how their role fits into a training and development group. I was hoping to learn more about specific terms and vocabulary that at first I had no idea what they actually meant. And ultimately learning that I did understand, and there was a lot of skills and words and concepts, theories that I already had an understanding of as an educator. Ultimately, it was excitement that there is hope for me out there outside of a classroom, and knowing that I have a lot to offer. Something that I learned about myself while doing this program was that I have a variety of skills that I have confidence in. I learned that there is more out there that an educator can do. I'm not confined to the K-12 space. Most importantly, confidence. The confidence and the feelings of adequacy that I gained in my own skills, and knowing that I can do the majority of these tasks as an instructional designer. I learned the importance of networking. Ultimately, this was something as a teacher I had never really put much importance in or paid attention to. And it really made me more aware of how I interact with others, the information that I can easily gain by reaching out to someone, how there are so many people that are out there willing to help, to genuinely help anyone that's interested in the field. And I felt that there is a space for me, and that welcoming feeling isn't easily felt everywhere. And so I'm glad that I was able to definitely feel that from this course. This program was different in the sense that it was definitely well-rounded. I was able to get a sense of not only what an instructional designer is, but a taste of authoring tools, what the field looks like today. And that wasn't offered in other courses, whereas I was just seeing what a certain authoring tool was. Here, I'm not only learning how to use the authoring tool, but how to apply it in different senses and determine how to choose tools from a toolbox.
You had to create a program for another program, and you jumped in and learned beyond very quickly. And you video edited very quickly. These
Using
are
the
skills
skills.
you didn't have.
Yes, yes, yes. And I attribute that to the skills I learned in this class with the video editing and the audio. I was able to combine different skills that I've learned in different, how'd you say that, different platforms, and combine everything into my first course that I would never have been able to do on my own without guidance and mentorship. So yeah, very, I didn't even think about that. Thank you.
Oh yeah. You did audio narration, you did video editing, you did beyond, and you created a course in storyline.
I'm gonna cry. I've been having like a huge identity crisis, but you're right. You're right. I didn't even think about that. You're
And
right.
not only did you do it, you did it fast. I mean, if you think about each one of those, right? You said the videos were like it took you 2 or 3 hours. How long did it take you to learn beyond?
Not that long.
Another 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah. Less.
And how long did it take you to audio edit?
An hour.
So in a
Usually
day, a day,
I know
not
that.
even a 24-hour day, right? An 8-hour work day, you were
Yes.
able to create something where you had no previous experience doing that.
And I attribute that to this course, definitely having, yeah, how the software that you showed us was so effective and user friendly that I was able to learn how to do all these different projects very quick in a very short time span. So that's definitely something great that I appreciate you sharing those different tools, video editing and the audio tools. because I was able to apply that to different projects. Yeah, you're right. I tell them to take the leap and not be afraid. I know transitioning careers or just trying something new in life in general can be scary and daunting, but at the end of the day, after you create your first sample or edit your first audio file, the amount of satisfaction you get is amazing, and it'll help you on this transformative journey, because that's what it is. And having Barry as a mentor along the way was excellent, very reassuring. So do it. That's what I'd say. I'd say the ultimate transformation for me was realizing that there is a lot that I'm capable of in a short amount of time. Definitely, these courses were like a fast paced I was able to do it on my time, going through videos and just learning tools on my own time. I'm in shock when I sit back and realize that I was able to create a course, a full-blown course, in the matter of 4 weeks. It was 4 weeks with the help of the program and the peers and the feedback that I received. And just the short amount of time, the amount of learning that I did is monumental. So I'd say that was huge. And the confidence definitely was a confidence booster, knowing that there's more for me out there instead of being, within the four walls of the classroom. So what? The biggest thing was tackling the fear that that what I did in a classroom was just one-sided. One of the biggest impact was realizing that the skills that I have within creating objectives, evaluating, having to lesson plan, can all be transferred and used in different scopes, and not being afraid of taking that leap. It was the hardest part and the biggest realization. And knowing that I don't have to go back if I don't want to. And you don't have to go back, or you don't have to sign that contract and be tied for that drastic roller coaster, that 10-month roller coaster of emotion and stress and turmoil. That there are companies that will value the skills that we have and bring to the table. Was the biggest thing that I realized in that coming into this new world. I feel like it's definitely a new world, but it has islands that are known. There's lots of things that are there that we know, and you're not jumping blindly, I think would be the biggest thing. It's not going to be a huge shift. In my transformative journey, I've had several interviews where all in the training and development field, where I've been asked about my capabilities in leading teams and being able to develop objectives, how I would develop lessons and curriculum, what my process is like. And I've actually been able to tie back with things like the ADDIE process and the SAM, and going back and looking at these different learning models and applying it to these interviews that follow the same collaborative process. It's been helpful in the sense that I've had this sneak peek into what developing objectives and goals is for a whole organization would be like. And I've been able to effectively communicate that through interviews or in interviews. So ultimately, I did land a dream job with my dream company in the training and development field, which was Disney. So yes, I'm very glad. That confidence that I felt I built throughout this program definitely helped me land that role that I wanted. So I'm hoping to grow and keep seeing where I go with this. I did do it. I got in. I went from Barry, I saw this posting for an ID and da da da. Something else that I feel is important personally was that this course helped me solidify the fact that I do like teaching. I do like the process. I love learning because I've wanted to keep learning. And so I think that's something great that I got from this, was that revitalizing the appreciation of learning as a whole. And the fact that, I can help other people like to learn and continue learning in non-boring way. They don't have to be 7 or 8 years old, and now I can do it on a grander scale is fun, good to think about. So I know I'm in the right field, and I'm glad I found another field that I can continue to, hone the skills and grow, and who knows where we'll be. During the Learning Solutions Conference, I really appreciated, I was able to hang and understand what was going on in the different seminars. I was able to be an active participant in several of the seminars, especially where there was a certain session that discussed relevancy and being able to apply different skills that an ID needs in that world. And I appreciate being able to keep up with the different vocabulary that was used and the different terms, skills that were mentioned, that otherwise, out of the bat, I probably would have been lost.